Our good friend Dean Borg embraces a little more State Fair history tonight with a story about entertainers at the Grandstand in our Fair Flashback.
The Grandstand is a big deal at the Iowa State Fair, Sean, and it's really evolved over the years too in getting people to the fair as a grandstand show.
Yeah, in the beginning they did thrill shows, and they would do these big fireworks spectacular that was themed after like the destruction of Pompeii or some battle from an old war.
Or colliding freight trains.
Yes, or the freight trains back in the 30s. And then in the 50s you started to get some stars. You had Gene Autry and Roy Rogers came.
Gene Autry, yes.
Yeah.
And you've got a big display of
We try to show as much as we can because it's changed and evolved so much through the fair history.
How important is the Grandstand show in drawing people to the fair? Did you find that people come to the fair because of the Grandstand entertainment?
I think so. I think the original concept they wanted to bring the Grandstand in was because they wanted to get the people from Des Moines. They already had the people from outside of the cities that were, rural and agriculture. They were here showing crops and animals. And the Grandstand was a good way to get the people from the city to come and come to the fair as well.
Who was the biggest attraction?
Well, the largest was 2 shows, and the total was like 26,000. It was Sonny and Cher, and that was in 1972.
And other big ones that you recall?
The Jackson 5, that's a huge one. They did 2 shows. Yeah. It just happened to be Michael's 13th birthday on that day.
So the thrills you're not using those anymore, you're using stars.
Right. It evolved from those shows with a few stars sprinkled in, a rodeo, a thrill show, and now it's just all a huge lineup of the top stars we can get from country, rock and roll, and you name it.
And you have people from around Iowa ushering in the Grandstand, so they are a part of the whole thing.
Yeah, they use 4-H kids that stay in the youth inn, and they act as ushers in different sections to help people to their seats and to keep people from going to the wrong sections.
And 4-Hers, you say, but I think FFA people as well from across the state. So that's a big deal too, to come in and see that.
Absolutely.
Well, anything more you want to add about the Grandstand shows and how important they are?
Well, they're a huge draw, and they can be a good moneymaker too. And this year the fair has updated, so they've added another 4,000 seats. Yeah. So hopefully that will bring in, and they can bring in even larger shows.
Who's the big draw this year, or are they all big draws?
Oh, there's quite a few. I know Rebus sold quite a few, and I know Thomas Rhett has sold quite a few, but they're all pretty big.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes.